Your experience is one of jumping timelines, so to speak. What you would call, yes, a premonition. However, it is only a premonition to you because you believe it is something that has not happened yet and is to happen in your future. We will remind you, as we have in a very recent transmission, that past, present, and future are all happening in the moment, now, in the present. They are active and happening. And so, in the most literal sense, you are not so much having a premonition as you are accessing then that moment in that timeline reality and having that experience of it, or some sort of experience of it, for you may not always glean all of the information as if it was a real experience. However, in this case, you did have more of a, shall we say, visceral experience of this, which can also be true as you align yourself with that timeline. However, that timeline exists, is existing, is active, and remains active. You are simply plucking that, shall we say, moment out of the circle of moments that are available to you in any present moment, and then experiencing that, or experiencing the information that has for you that is of the best use for you. And so, your present moment contains, so to speak, or has available, all of the moments that you can be, all of the possibilities and potentials that you can choose from, past or what you call future. These constructs are more for your incarnate self, more for the being that understands time as a linear construct. Time is not a linear construct anywhere but where you exist in the incarnate space. And so, your higher self knows this and operates at a different type of understanding of what time is and what its use is for you. You are simply tapping more into this higher self perspective, and as you do, you are finding yourself able to jump timelines. You are doing this in your everyday lives, many of you now. Some of it is more subtle, and so you do not notice so much a change, or you may wonder about something and the way it is unfolding, for you feel that slight change in the jump in your timeline. And then some of these can be, shall we say, more impactful to you, more obvious to you, such as this one, where you experienced what you feel is a premonition of your friend making his transition back into his energetic state of being. However, this moment is a moment that is active in the moment that is now. And it still remains that way. It is now what you would call a past moment, but nonetheless no less accessible if it is in your highest good to access it. It may not be at this moment, in this now, on this timeline for you, and so you may not further access it. However, if it were useful, you would access it. Many of you have experiences you call past life experiences, bleeding through your current incarnate experience. And some of you are aware that these are past life experiences. However, again, it is simply the jumping of the timelines. It is simply a refocusing of your energy into a timeline that you would call past or you would call future, because of your limitations in understanding time in a linear way as an incarnate being. However, we will remind you that your understanding is expanding. Time is no longer simply a linear construct for all of you, and you can continue to play with this and continue to delight yourselves, so to speak, in pointing out when you have jumped timelines, so that you may understand that you are doing it and become more conscious of it. As you become more conscious of it, you can then choose those timelines you wish to jump to. You can be more conscious about how you move from one timeline to another, and therefore you change your reality. So you are in the present moment always, and the present moment is all there is and all that is needed. Your idea of a premonition is partially true from your incarnate understanding. However, it is more accurate to say you simply accessed that timeline at that moment, and therefore it became an experience of a premonition for you.